Today, we're going to look at 6 clips, 6 different times where Buakaw displayed rock star boxing skills. Now, we think of him strictly as somebody who is phenomenal at kicking in knees, but fresh off the news that he has signed a multi-fight contract with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships, I wanted to show you guys his boxing skills. Now, yes, it is absolutely true that we do not look at Buakaw, we do not idolize him for his boxing. We look at his round kicks, his clinch, his knees. That is where he excels. But he has had times where he has looked phenomenal in boxing, and today we're going to cover 6 clips where he just looks like a rock star in the hand department. Before we get to that, I want to thank the sponsor of this episode, by Optimizers. This magnesium supplement made a world of difference in my last training camp where I came back after a 2-year layoff. What were the big differences I noticed? Number 1, improved sleep. Number 2, reduced stress levels. I went through this camp without feeling the stress which I normally have. Number 3, my recovery was on point. I could not believe when I would do a hard training session and then the next day I would feel recovered, whereas in the past I would be fatigued for so many days following, let's say, 400-meter sprints. And finally, my immune system was just on point. It felt so boosted, and that, I believe, is all thanks to the supplement. It's the only massive thing I did differently from previous camps. If you guys want to get on this magnesium supplement, head over to magnesiumbreakthrough.com/Gabriel. Use the promo code Gabriel10 to get 10% off, and I cannot recommend this enough. I swear by it at this point, and I will be using it in all my future fight camps. And now here we go, clip number 1 of Buakaw demonstrating rock star boxing skills. This fight is against Japanese opponent Shishido, and as we can see, Shishido walks in, lots of pressure, trying to outbox Buakaw, can't get through the guard, steps forward, and Buakaw lands a monstrous left hook. And the part I really like about this is the fact that Buakaw takes a shot, and as the hook is being delivered towards his head, he maintains eyesight, sees it coming, tightens up, and delivers his own left hook of so much more power, and delivered right to the jaw, whereas the one coming towards him comes more off the forehead. Now, yes, maybe Buakaw's punch is not 100% perfect. His other hand's a little low. It would have been nice to see that hand a little higher. But the part I really like about this is his ability, while he's taking a shot, to be pinpoint accurate. And I think it really demonstrates just how good Buakaw's eyesight is, which is so important when you want to win in a fight with hands. Next up, we're looking at Buakaw fighting Yoshihiro Sato for the very first time. They fought 4 matches. In this one, we see Buakaw just letting his hands go. Reason probably being this was the first fight of potentially 3 in one night. So he's probably trying to minimize his fatigue and damage to his legs. Nonetheless, we still see some amazing hands he throws down. But what I really like in particular about this is Buakaw's ability to get his head off the center line. We see him here light Sato up, takes a shot, leans back, comes back with the counter punch, but now right here firing in, but as he steps, his head moves off the center line. He's constantly landing but keeping himself safe. It's not fancy techniques, but it's very effective, and that's what we're looking for here. Effective hands that are damaging while not taking damage. High level boxing stuff. Now our next clip is Buakaw going up against Andy Souwer in the finals of 2006. Both these guys had already fought 2 times in this one night. Andy Souwer was a little bit more banged up, was worse for wear from the previous fight, but we still see Buakaw throw down some amazing hands. And here we go, nice little evasion there, pushes off, and he's just doing a good job keeping everything tight, evading, and then big left hook to drop Andy Souwer. From there, big uppercut, step back into a monstrous cross. Beautiful work of distance there. One little movement back and then right down the middle, keeping everything very crisp and demonstrating when necessary he can let his hands go, and he absolutely has power to back up his powerful kicks. Now in this next clip, we're going to see amazing head movement from Buakaw, because normally in kickboxing, head movement is not a big aspect because you can potentially lean into a kick if you go too low, or a knee if you're too close and too low. But in this clip here, we're going to see Buakaw almost go Muhammed Ali style as he drops his hands and just incorporates head movement to evade a whole slew of punches from his opponent, Amara. Amara, tough guy, swinging hard with his punches. Buakaw kind of rolling with that one. Now from here, just fading back, leaning away. Just amazing movement. Just timing it, just nothing landing. Now, I want to take a moment and talk about this in particular because kickboxing is not something where we spend a lot of time incorporating just head movement all over the place, because as I already mentioned, you don't want to go into a kick or a knee. For Buakaw to be able to drop his hands in the middle of a fight with one of the best guys in the world, and make no mistake, anybody he's fighting is a top level fighter. For him to drop his hands and be able to just evade shots is absolutely incredible. It shows he is not a one-dimensional fighter who can only kick and clinch. He just does that most often because it's his forte, and that's something that you might as well do. If you have a strength, you utilize it the most. But in this clip in particular, he actually said after the fight why he utilized more head movement and why he did not kick as much in this fight. And it was simply because the arena was very cold, and he said kicking hurt more. So we see him box in this fight and utilize amazing head movement. Next up, we're looking at a clip of Buakaw fighting Gago Drago, an Armenian fighter who just had these massive windmill punches and hit with so much power. It was Buakaw's second fight of the night, and he demonstrated amazing sweeps, kicks, but in the middle of the fight, knocks Gago down with a beautiful cross after utilizing some fantastic head movement. Again, a massive display right here of posting up and kaboom, landing with power. Beautiful shot, again showing that he has boxing skills to back up his kicks, his knees, his clinch. Now for the final fight that we're going to look at, Buakaw is fighting an actual boxer who did very well in the boxing circuit but then transitioned into kickboxing. His opponent is a South African under the name Varga. This guy came in to K1 and was outboxing pretty much everybody, but generally was not able to keep up with the low kicks and the body round kicks, but nonetheless put all the best fighters through very, very hard fights with his superior boxing. I want to look at a clip of Buakaw versus him because we again see him execute some beautiful head movement. He focuses mostly on knees as his offense, but he will let his hands drop a little bit and just pull back and evade right here. Little slip backs. Just phenomenal movement through the head. It's amazing that he can do this against somebody who has such a high pedigree of boxing skills. And it just goes to show that we should not write Buakaw off in bare knuckle fighting championships. Even if he goes up against a high level former boxer, he can definitely utilize some fantastic head movement. He can definitely deliver KO punches, no question. So going into Buakaw's bare knuckle fighting championship debut, keep in mind that yes, even though we are going to be all very disappointed he's not at 1FC doing some Muay Thai or back in Japan doing some kickboxing, that he absolutely can go into bare knuckle fighting championships, hopefully pick up a boatload of money and also win his fights there. And something very interesting about Buakaw, because I trained with him very quickly early in his career. When I was there, he was focusing on the training at Port Pramuk, but not so much the health, the diet, the physio, the cross training. It was pretty much Muay Thai, Muay Thai, Muay Thai with running in between. I saw an interview with him after where he said, okay, I have to leave this gym because I want to focus on other aspects of being healthy. And that is exactly what I have started doing in this last fight camp in particular. When I went into my karate combat debut, I went, okay, you know what? I'm getting a little older. I need to be a little smarter. I want to make sure that everything in my performance is not 100% reliant on me just grinding with no backups. And that again is why you will hear me recommend the magnesium supplement over and over of everything I'm taking. I'm finding it is making the most difference. If you guys want to get on this supplement, which I cannot suggest enough, magnesiumbreakthrough.com youtube.com/Gabriel. Use the promo code Gabriel10 to save yourself 10% and just give it a shot. You will not regret it. And that is all from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode looking at 6 times Buakaw demonstrated rock star boxing skills. If you did enjoy the episode, please give the video a like. If you have not already, join the channel and get subscribed. Be sure to check out some of the other videos featuring Buakaw on the channel. One in particular where he fights Petrosian. Fantastic fight. And guys, as always, train hard, and I will see you back here soon for another episode.